Hello and welcome to the talk Hack You to the Moon and Back, Cybercrime in the Age of Loneliness. Scammers and hacker groups proceed to exploit human weaknesses to target internet users. And the number of their victims rises rapidly with every passing year, and the attacks get even more sophisticated. The threats are also prevalent for the services designed to deal with loneliness, and that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Elizaveta Tishina, and I will be your space pilot for the next 20 minutes or so. I am a cybersecurity researcher who works as a web application penetration tester at the TACT. And apart from that, I analyze security of Web 3 and Web 2 technologies as a part of an Netflix team. To begin with, let's discuss the conditions under which the study was conducted, how we as a society got to this point, and who and where are more likely to fall victim. Loneliness is a major topic of modern social researches, and as a significant problem affecting the whole world, it also affects Russia, where I am from. And according to the most recent population censuses in Russia, about more than 40% of households in Russia are single-person households, actually. And in big cities like Moscow, 2/3 of the working-age population, and that's people aged 16 through approximately 60 years old, live alone. So it's no big surprise that the number of services designed to deal with loneliness and the number of their users grow every year. According to analysts, 2/3 of young people actually have registered on dating applications at some point of their lives, and every fourth person uses dating services right now. Despite the fact that reports on loneliness show that there is similarities in gender distribution, statistically, men still prevail among the users of dating applications compared to women. And statistically, men are more likely to like a person instead of passing on them, and they're also less likely to get mutual likes. And I suppose that adds up to the reasoning on why men are more likely to become victims of romance scams. Because posing as a beautiful girl, it is easier, I would say, to establish a communication channel, because you're less likely to be swiped left, and you're more likely gain trust in order to carry out some additional malicious actions, saying things like, oh, just go to that link or install that application, and so on. To look at the problem more closely, I created my fake identity, Nikita Sheremetyev. He tries his luck in the big city, in Moscow, and he's currently looking for love. He has money and spends it recklessly, and he doesn't care about security at all. I've adjusted him on various social media platforms, on dating applications, added him to relevant groups and launched relevant chatbots. And that is the scope of the resources for the current research. Despite the fact that there was a lack of initiative on Nikita's part, he got quite a few messages from women, and most of these messages turned out to be malicious. And the material they distributed became the basis of my research. The cases I'm going to show you shed the light on social engineering techniques, business schemes, and the types of malware that describe the romance scam area as a whole. The first girl asked me out to go to the theater and even showed me a website where the tickets could be purchased. It's actually a common scenario in romance scams, but despite the fact that it's becoming common knowledge, this scenario still expands and continues to flourish. Payment process on that web application includes a redirection of the user to another domain that contains a 3DS substring in it, and it causes an association with 3D secure online payment technology. In the first example, in case A, we can see a fake copy of payment systems. Their users are asked to transfer money themselves using the phone number or the card number specified on the web page. And these details change approximately once a day. And in the case B, we can see a fake 3D secure authentication form. Users are asked to fill in the card details, and as details are being entered, they are sent to the malicious server. Moreover, I found out that there was a path/generate that led to an interface to generate tickets. Yes, attackers left out a publicly available form that generates receipts in just one click, and they also left a note with the instructions to other scammers saying how to use that form in order to gain the most benefits. The second girl messaged me on a dating application. She asked me to continue our conversation in Telegram, and actually she was running a Telegram channel on her own. There was posted a couple of malicious APK files, one posing as a poetry app, and another one pretending to be an adult dating application. Both of these malware are examples of stealers, and they were developed using Tasker. Tasker is a scripting language that is based on conditions and in the context of the interactions of the user. And by importing these applications back into Tasker, I was able to get access to all of the profiles, tasks, scenes, and variables that attackers initially developed. So they developed profiles and scenarios for when the infected devices gets turned off, when it gets a call or an SMS, a message from both the banking numbers and other numbers, and also for the cases when the infected device cannot send messages. Each scenario notifies administrator and the worker through the Telegram chat bot. Chat identifiers, Telegram chat IDs, Telegram bot token, APK, team name, and worker name are all specified within the variables of the application. And the fact that there is a classification between worker chats and admin chats, it can be concluded that the user that has administrative privileges over this malware probably has access to information gathered by multiple teams. There is also a checks if the malware is being run within the emulated system or with use of a debugger, and there is a check of some license and a hash. And if the license gets expired or the hash is a bit off, administrator gets notified about that. And the fact that there is such a module leads us to the idea that this malware is probably sold to third parties, probably for a limited period of time, according to the paid tariff. The main module, of course, is the info theft one. Malware steals information regarding the contact list, messages, calls, files, and sends it to attackers. But there is also some additional modes, such as threat mode, which allows attackers to send arbitrary messages, to initiate calls, and to execute arbitrary code thanks to the Tasker possibilities. And there is also a blackmail mode that drops a text file asking user to send money in exchange for keeping the user's data private. And there's also a spam mode that turns the infected device into a source of spam. And the third girl, we met through a dating chatbot in Telegram, and she also, like the second girl, had a Telegram channel where she posted malware, an APK file, saying that she will post the full versions of her content there. This APK file turned out to be a sample of crack threat. There is also debugging detection based on the building system information, and the C2C server in this case was in GROC, a service that provides tunnels, temporary tunnels between the local machine and internet. A distinctive feature of crack threat that helps to classify it better amongst other threats is the presence of crack threat browser, a Chrome client which enables JavaScript, grants access to local files, and also performs lots of injections into web use. Specifically, there are several modules that perform injections into web use of popular finance applications, cryptocurrency applications such as Binance or OKEx. And there are also functions like the one on the screen that collects values of all of the input tags within web pages and sends them to the attackers along with the cookies and links to web pages. Crack threat is a successor of CipherRed, SpyNode, and SpyMax, and is deemed to be one of the most dangerous Trojans for remote access out there. And the software that is used to control the infected devices is said to be one of the most expensive ones. So, what's bad about all of that? What's wrong? What can we say about digital anonymity after all of that? Is it a good thing or a bad thing that there are such accounts of such fake girls that prey on victims and just users of dating applications? First of all, digital anonymity comes with services that are used to hide tracks of users within the cyberspace, like virtual phones instead of the real ones, disposable email addresses, fake information, and some non-standard payment methods. Of course, digital anonymity is fine as long as you use it for your own purposes and for the sake of your own privacy. That's totally fine, but it's a thin ice because malicious actors use digital anonymity for their own benefit. It is said that 1 in 10 accounts are not just anonymous on dating applications, but are also totally fake and highly likely are malicious. A lot of romance scams these days are used cryptocurrency and gift cards as their payment methods, and others some non-standard ones, but a quarter of romance scams were included gift cards and cryptocurrency. It is important to say that we as a threat hunters are still left with fingerprinting methods such as behavior patterns, specific patterns within malware spread, and the honeypot triggers. So that's fine, I guess. And what is the scale of that problem? What is the actual scale? And what are the trends that are currently within the romance scams? Well, more than half of users that use dating applications say that someone tried to scam them on dating applications. And it is important to say that not only individual scammers carry out such acts and carry out attacks on users. Threat intelligence teams all around the world detect more and more romance scams each year. and they are also carried out by organized groups and even APTs, though APTs are more focused on political figures rather than masses. Dating scams also not only phishing messages and emails right now, but they are also come in various forms, such as fake applications posted on actual markets. With the evolution of deepfakes and AI technologies, we get more fake profiles that are filled with really decent fake photos, videos, and even voice messages that make users think that these fake accounts are the true ones. And with the evolution of cryptocurrency, well, we get more people who use cryptocurrency as a payment method, and there are more cases of luring victims of Roman scams into pig butchering schemes. And I wanted to remind that one of the reasons behind the strength of Roman scams are actually vulnerabilities in the trust technologies. Mozilla found out that 80% of the top dating applications may sell or share your personal data, and more than half of top dating applications encountered data breach, data leak, or have been hacked in the past 3 years. And that's all for now. You may scan the QR code to read the full research on my personal blog. Thank you all for being here.